Good day, everyone. I'm Fernando Rafael Lopez, and I'm here to discuss the projects we presented last Urban October. But first, let's discuss a bit about urban density. Urban density has been present ever since. From ancient times, where communities first appeared along rivers, which was heightened during the Industrial Revolution that gave rise to factories and skyscrapers, and up to the present, where cities have more job opportunities, better education, and healthcare. In the Philippines, more and more people want to live in cities. Thus, the demand for housing. Unfortunately, there is lack in housing for the poor and some of them tend to squat, which is the case with 77 Tuazon and Tawiran Street. 77 Tuazon is a privately owned property at South Triangle, Quezon City. Owners are unknown and informal settlers have occupied the property since the 90s. The community is unregulated, there's encroachment of sidewalk, improper waste disposal, and presence of carts and a basketball ring along the street, and their houses do not comply with the building code. Another case is Tawiran Street at Santolan, Pasig City, where the informal settlers have occupied a government-owned property beside the Marikina River, a natural flood-prone area. Though there are plans for a Vetman Mall to address the flooding and to relocate the informal settlers, these are currently not the priority of the local government. In summary, informal settlements are unregulated, unclean, and unsafe. But what happens when housing is provided, which is typically seen in low-rise developments? Such is the case of UP Bliss project. Located at Diliman, Quezon City, UP Bliss is a low-rise housing project during the 80s, consisting of 23 housing buildings. Problems are the place is unregulated, lacks maintenance, and does not comply with the current code requirements anymore. The future of UP Bliss is uncertain since the constructuary agreement is about to expire and the current administration plans to rebrand the Bliss projects into denser and more vertical typologies. Typically, socialized housing are low-density models and lack maintenance. How about housing for the middle class? The government allocates land for private residential development. Unfortunately, some of these land are unsafe from flooding, such is the case with Barangay Don Imelda, Quezon City. The community is classified as an R2 residential zoning which is located beside the San Juan River. Thus, it is prone to flooding. Residents tend to move out, others have converted their properties into different typologies, and informal settlers have occupied the vacant properties in the riverbank. There's also the urban blight caused by the Skyway and LRT2, diminishing the overall quality of the community. In summary, residents are moving out, informal settlers are coming in, properties are being converted, and there's lack of presence from the government. Aside from housing, when people come to the city, they also look for places of leisure, thus the demand in commercial districts. Land is scarce, but there are old and unused properties which can be redeveloped, such is the case with the old Legazpi Airport. Flight operations was last seen in 2021 and the international airport have relocated to Daraga Albay. Legazpi City has initiated a township master plan for the property. Unfortunately, there were administrative and political changes along the way, and there are different claims and stakeholders to the property. Aside from Legazpi City, the Albay provincial government also has its own plans, while the Civil Aviation Authority, the rightful owner of the property, wishes to take over. No progress are being made since there are issues in ownership and authority over the property. With that said, here are the solutions I wish to present. For the informal settlements, if resettlement is not yet possible, they should be strictly regulated, and the law must be enforced. For urban housing projects, build mid-rise or high-rise developments to fully utilize the land, and develop guidelines in maintaining their facilities. For private houses in flood-prone areas, develop flood control projects, resettle the informal settlers, rehabilitate blighted areas, and strictly enforce the law. For the old Legazpi Airport, the different government bodies must coordinate and we must have a leader with a strong political will. Here are my references, and thank you.